All right. Hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because today we're going to be talking about YMAX because there's a little something different if you look at YMAX's Yieldmax ETFs page. They're paying an 86.65% dividend. So in this video, I want to talk about the new dividend that Yieldmax has released for YMAX this week. And I also want to talk about some of the other Group A ETFs that are going to be paying out this week. More specifically, I want to look into the reports on my financial page because I currently own about 815 shares of YMAX in my cash account. And then I also hold a separate kind of position of about 20 YMAX shares in my margin account. I want to go exactly over how much I'm going to be receiving this month in terms of dividends with YMAX's dividend announcement. So if that does sound good, please do remember to subscribe. We're currently up to 6,279 subscribers, over 300 subscribers in the past 28 days, 324 subscribers in the past 28 days. That is fantastic. I want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed, who's joined us on our journey as we continue to push higher and higher. What we're currently sitting at is over an 11% return in roughly about the past 6 months or so. You can see 6 months, I was really just starting my channel. Starting my page, which was sitting at about $250. The page being our Questrade page or our Questrade site, which we have grown from $250 in June all the way up to now. We are November 28th. We have grown to almost $35,000, and we are going to continue to build and pour in money faster and faster and stronger because we're investing for high dividend yields. And this is so far proven to be very well for us. Now, one thing, we've invested a majority of our money into YMAX. As you can see here, I have about $15,000 if you're new to the channel, 815 shares, which is cool. I'm definitely looking to add more, but YMAX has continuously gone up. Is it a bad thing? No, it's not, because of course we invest in YMAX at great prices. My current price on YMAX is $17.68. We'll say 68 cents. $17.68. We're currently above that, almost approaching $1, which is great. And YMAX has continued to deliver awesome dividends in this time frame where the market has gone up. You can see here over the past 5 days that YMAX is only up 0.88%, where the market, SPY, the S&P 500, is up 1.41%. Well, if we look at actually the 1 month calendar, you can see here the market's up 3.4%, and YMAX is actually up 5.7%. YMAX has been beating the market over the past month and been paying out huge dividend yields. It's been paying probably about 60% in terms of dividend. I think the last dividend release was about 22 cents. Now it's up to 30 cents. So YMAX has been paying fantastic dividend yields and has been beating the S&P 500, something that pays a very small dividend at that. So awesome. We got the news. YMAX is going to be paying out 30 cents in terms of dividends. Why is that? Well, YMAX is going to be paying out at the same time as Group A, which is TSLY, Google, Ybit, OARC. But although YMAX is going to be paying out at the same time as these Yieldmax ETFs, these Yieldmax ETFs, come to think about it, have no correlation. Okay, I shouldn't say no correlation, but they do not produce this 30-cent dividend for YMAX because YMAX strictly pays dividends on how well its own share price appreciates within the past week or so. YMAX's dividend is solely based on the performance of its own ETF, YMAX. If YMAX is able to increase as an ETF by 10% in a month, we'll see higher dividends. But you'll notice here that YMAX over the past 1 month is up 5.7%. It's huge. And that's why we're seeing these huge dividends in YMAX. It's because we've never seen growth like this within YMAX. And we go to the 6-month chart, you can see YMAX for the majority was trading down. But you got to remember, this was at a time where the market was potentially trading down as well. As the market slowly rose, we seen a slow, kind of steady pace in YMAX holding its share price. But now as we see the market get hot, we are seeing YMAX actually appreciate and continue to pay these dividends, which is fantastic. YMAX wasn't the only one that actually paid a dividend. We had a couple kind of high mentions here, which was TSLY at 1.22, $1.22. And you could see here, just in the past month, up 16%. Of course, Tesla was up 23% and the Yieldmax version up only 16%. There's a discrepancy here. But you got to remember, YMAX is paying you dividends. It's paying you income every month. Tesla will not pay you dividends. As well, we had another one, which was YBIT, which was for Google. Oh my goodness. YBIT, which was for Bitcoin. YBIT tracks Bitcoin. And as you can see here, in the past month, Bitcoin up 36%, whereas YBIT is only up 15%. So that's something to keep in mind. Of course, it's paying out a pretty big dividend, but it's not performed just as well as Bitcoin, but still has performed pretty well. Last but not least, we have Snow. Snoy. I guess that's how you say it, Snoy, with a $1.70 dividend. This was the biggest dividend out of all the groups, and that comes with a huge share price increase. You can see here the Yieldmax version up about 33% because of this huge jump here that we had just at the end of the month. And you could see here as well that Snow is actually up 50%. So we compare the Yieldmax, which is 33, to Snow, the underlying, which is up 50. So you can see here, in every case, the Yieldmax ETFs will trail behind. Of course, if you want to go directly, you invest in the underlyings, which are what Yieldmax is writing their synthetic cover call strategies on. But we want the dividend yields. And so that's why we're buying the Yieldmax ETFs. And all these Yieldmax ETFs contribute to the share price of YMAX, which in turn contributes to the dividend increase. Cool. So now that we kind of got all these ETFs out the way, we know exactly what they're paying. Let's see exactly how much I'll be earning from YMAX for this week. Not even this month, this week. 815 shares. What we're going to do here is I'm going to take 815 shares and add my 20 shares of YMAX here. So we in total have 835 shares, and I'm going to multiply that by YMAX's dividend, which is 3056. Cool. 0.3056. Boom. So that's going to be $255 American, which is sick. We look at my last dividend, YMAX here on this date. This was last week's dividend that got paid on the 22nd of November. I got paid $200. So you could see here a huge bump, almost a $60 bump here in terms of what I'm getting paid on a weekly basis, because YMAX dividend jumped from 24 cents up to 30 cents. So you could see here any increases in the dividends have huge increases in our earnings potential. And that's why it's so crucial to pick up your favorite Yieldmax ETFs at great prices, because when you buy low, we bought underneath the current share price. You can see here our average price. If I can use my mouse, you can see our average price here is $17.68. We bought underneath the current share price. The price has appreciated since then, and we are now receiving much greater dividends, which is a lot more and a lot better yield on our costs. So that's something you want to think about too. If you guys did enjoy this video, I'm going to be making more videos like this. I got a bunch of new buys that I need to cover in my portfolio with Yieldmax ETFs. So if you're new, stick around. If you're old, stick around. I appreciate you guys sticking around to the end of the video. We're up to 6,279 subscribers. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.